The country of President Pasang.
Today we are Uyghur people, Tibetans, people from Hong Kong and East Turkestan. We are all Taiwan. We are all here standing in front of Chinese consulate office that represents Communist Party of China. And we are all here to stand and to condemn the decision of International Olympic Committee to award China to host Winter Olympic. China does not have snow. They have to use all the forced labor of Tibetans, Uyghurs, and the reformers of Hong Kong. They did forceful detention of all these people to host this game. China does not deserve to host Olympic game. They have gross human rights. They are taking place in China, in Tibet, in Hong Kong, and all the other minorities that are being, imposed this human rights abuse. China does not deserve to host Olympic Games, and we condemn the act of International Olympic Committee to host. The glitters and the spectacles of Olympic Games cannot cover the mass, the gross human rights abuse, the genocide that's taking place for the people of Tibet, for the people of East Turkestan, for East Mongolia, and the Hong Kong, all the other minorities. They are suffering. And to host these Olympic Games, China has used the people. They use forced labor to host such games, and shame on International Olympic Committee to host such games. We have some cases like this athletes that is putting an allegation of sexual assault. International Olympic Committee has, turned a blind eye to such allegation and awarded China to host. China does not deserve to. We all stand to condemn the act of International Olympic Committee, and we want to send a strong message to China that you don't deserve to host this. You have, gross human rights abuse record. And how many Tibetans have died? How many people from East Turkestan have died and languished in the jail of, China? We have suffered. We represent the people of Tibet. A vast majority of Tibetans are in Tibet. We are the voice for the voiceless Tibetans. We are the voice of the voiceless East Turkestan Uyghurs people. And we are the voice of reformers of Hong Kong and other minorities who are suffering and languishing under the Chinese regime. So we stand here in solidarity to the people that are suffering in China. We are standing in front of Chinese consulate office to send a strong message to the government of China. Stop doing all this nonsense. You don't deserve, and shame on International Olympic Committee to force these athletes and sportsmen to not speak up for the political rights of all these minorities. You have just sent these people, and it's like it's such a joke. It's such a joke that if journalists have no rights to cover what's happening in Tibet, they are just covering the spectacles that's taking place. It's such a joke, and we are standing here to strong message to the government of China, the Communist Party of China, that it's such a shame. It's such a shame that we are all watching, you guys doing all the human rights abuse, and International Olympic Committee is legitimizing by awarding the Olympic game for China to host Olympic Games. You are legitimizing the crime that is caused, and China will continue to do human rights abuse because you allowed it. You allowed it in spite of all the human rights regards. So we are here standing to, condemn the act of the Chinese government, to condemn the act of the International Olympic Committee. And we urge all the people, all the citizens of this world that are for freedom and justice to speak against Chinese Communist Party for conducting such a human rights abuse. Thank you so much for all the people that have come in solidarity to show support to the Tibetans, to the Uyghurs, to all the minorities that are suffering under the Chinese regime. So, Tajichenong Tama Tani we Temi Tama Mangbulisha Nim Tabana Tuchana Shaying as a Tobanga, Taranashi, Uyghur Miri, Taranashi Hong Kong. And I also, express my gratitude to the lawyer who spoke here. And she is a living example of how much torture these people are facing under the Chinese regime. Thank you so much for showing in great numbers. We have to continue to send a strong message to this Chinese Communist Party that you cannot do what you want to do. We will always speak against